More than 2 months after 69-year-old Barbara Thomas went missing while hiking in the Mojave Desert, investigators still have no idea what happened to her.
13 Action News reporter Leah Pizzetti spoke to her husband, who was with his wife just before she disappeared, and now a college professor in Southern California is taking an interest in the case.
Bob Thomas says they were on a short hike. It was a hot July day. She got a little ahead of him, and that's the last he saw of her. For the next 10 days, search and rescue combed that area, but found no trace of her. We here at 13 Action News were the only local station to speak with Bob firsthand in the days following. And an anthropologist professor is now using my story to analyze the case.
I'm certain she's still out there, not too far from Kelbacker and Hidden Hills Road.
Linda LaValle Kamaila is a professor at Oxnard College in Southern California. She has an interest in missing persons cases, so when she heard about Barbara Thomas vanishing while hiking with her husband, Bob Thomas, she began following the story.
Going missing while you're hiking the Appalachian Trail and you're going to be gone 3 weeks is very different from going missing when you were at a viewpoint and you were only going to be out of your car for 20 minutes.
Linda notes Barbara's background. Barbara is from Bullhead City, a typically hot area.
It seemed to me that she more or less knew what she was doing in the desert. She comes from a really hot place herself, so it seemed unlikely to me that she would be totally unprepared for the experience. And I expected her to be found by a SAR team really quickly. And that's not what happened at all, and it's just a complete mystery.
So she's been playing this interview with Bob to her anthropology classes, first just watching.
I took them through it without any background and without any sound initially. And their whole, I asked them really simple questions like, how old do you think these people are? Where would you say they're from?
Then with the sound on.
Because she had to cross a highway.
She says her students point out how calm he is during a majority of the interview.
He sort of breaks down, but everybody notices that there's no real tears or real sobbing. And so it just seemed really suspicious to most of the people in the class.
They listen to his words and watch his face.
We're playing frame by frame, looking to see if we saw those micro expressions, and we don't. And at the time when he's crying, he actually covers his eyes so that you can't really tell for sure whether the involuntary motions that our faces go through as humans, whether those were actually being performed by his face.
She says the main emotion these students analyzed is sadness.
It could just be that he feels guilty. He lost his wife in the desert. It was his idea to go, and now she's missing, and then everybody's going to blame him. It doesn't mean that he actually did something to her.
This analysis of a mystery that investigators are still trying to figure out. I did reach out to Bob to see if he would like to speak again. He said no. Investigators tell me at this time they don't suspect suspicious activity. They said Bob is not a suspect, but he will remain part of the investigation because he was the last person to see her. Leah Pizzetti, 13 Action News.